Last time on Bot Bash Parties, our hero and heroine had been knocked into the losers bracket at the IRC International Robot Fighting Competition. Diana's next opponent is a fearsome warrior known as BBQ. This is one of the deadly vertical saws using a four-wheel drive system. Almost everything on BBQ is custom made, and it is a beautiful robot. A prime example of great engineering taken to an extreme. His weapon is very similar to how the bomb builds his, with a dead shaft running through the whole weapon assembly and a brushless motor housed on the inside. Not only that, he has a four-wheel drive system, and he casts his own wheels out of silicone. With a 3D print in the center, with built-in pulleys, there's almost no failure points. There's no set screws to come loose because everything is printed as a whole, and even his frame is one beautiful unibody except for the metal pieces that are attached on. And with some precision, tiny welds, he actually welds on those upper plates and deflector shields. BBQ is a marvel to behold, but Peter Sparkytail is in prime condition in this fight. I have to remember this is Dust Bunny's bigger sister. We are really hoping to get on the side of the brushless motor because he has the wires hanging out. And I believe coming up in one of our grabs here, you're going to see we managed to sever the wires on the left-hand side. And this will disable his weapon for the rest of the match, which will give Peter Sparkytail ample opportunity. There's the cut, and that's the hit. That severed all the connections to the brushless motor, ending that robot's weapon. BBQ has made it really far into the tournament. I believe this is the final 8 in the losers bracket, and one more loss here will knock you out of the tournament permanently. So far, this match is going really well for Peter Sparkytail, and it's getting in a lot of good hits. And that titanium he has on the front of his robot sparks beautifully for the camera. He is a smidge faster than us, but Peter Sparkytail's wide base keeps allowing it to get a good catch and a good hook on its opponent. Right here, BBQ shows off some of his amazing driver skill. Even without a weapon, that robot continues forward. Diana will eventually win this match, and actually, I should say, I was driving this round. In Diana's last battle, her hand was cut very badly and she started bleeding on her radio. So for this fight, so we didn't continue to make the problem worse, I went ahead and took over. Although it's been a week since you guys saw the last video, this fight actually happened less than 20 minutes after the other fight you saw. Right here, BBQ has no medal to protect that spot. That win went to Diana by a judge's decision. Next up, I'm fighting Canada. This is US versus Canada. Winner continues on, loser goes home. The bomb is taking on this big horizontal blade, which I like to think I prepped the bomb to do very well. And right here I thought I had it, because his blade was stopped, but he has an incredible spin-up time, and that Maxon just shattered on me. But unfortunately, he caught the other wheel. That's it, the bomb is out of the tournament. That would wind me up with 7th place. Now this is Diana's next fight, and she's going up against another American team. This is Brian Nave with his vertical 2-wheel spinner bot. Once again, I am still driving for Diana, as her hand is still bandaged. Right here, I got so frustrated with the pulverizer, because I just wanted it to come up so I could shove the guy underneath it, and I unfortunately lost track of time, trying so hard to make this weapon work. But finally, I gave up on the hammer working, and I decided I'd try to use the saw blade. So it helps he shift it over. So many sparks. This is really the best the robot's been working the entire tournament. It is on fire. Brian Nave's robot is a brick. I've literally seen it not lose a single piece. And yes, Brian, literally not seen it lose a single piece or part in the entire competition. And even though we get a bunch of clean shots right over his electronics case, his titanium and carbon fiber mix does not give to our Dremel blade at all. We keep trying to get good pins, and we keep trying to hit that same spot. It's very scarred, but we're just not making much headway into it. One of the things, as you cut a lot of carbon fiber with the Dremel tool, you'll discover is it clogs up the blade pretty fast. Ironically, it's easier to go through steel than it is titanium and carbon fiber, where titanium is also an abrasion-resistant metal. Now, Brian's robot hasn't really suffered much damage, and we find out at the end of this match that's to his great advantage. The judges are not judging based off of damage, aggression, and control. They're using something closer to the King of Bots way of judging, which is all damage-based. This suddenly makes a lot more sense to me why a few of the Korean competitors seem to try to get a hit then hold back. Although we are doing an excellent job keeping Brian at bay in this round, I'm about to make a horrible mistake. One of the things about Peter Sparkytail is we have all the controls on a single controller. And right here, I'm about to use the wrong button. I wanted to bring the ears down, and instead, I brought the blade down. That got the entire weapon system ripped off, and that would cost us the match and knock Peter out. Peter Sparkytail ended up with 6th place. Brian went on to win 4th, and our good friend, Pizza Slicer, went ahead and won the IRC 2019 International 1-Pound title for America. The Prime Minister himself handed Emmanuel his first place trophy and prize. America took home 3 of the top 6 slots. Here we all are, celebrating Pizza Slicer's big victory. There he is, the man of the hour. And the Korean government is officially doing fireworks to celebrate his victory.
Oh, really?
Really? Indeed. That's right. They would have been in British colors if you guys won. I totally messed that up. Together. We're about to go into Neverland. There it is. Neverland is kind of like Disneyland, but made completely with Korean culture in mind. It was bright, it was colorful, and robotics was still heavily emphasized. Some of the rides were even just straight up robot arms with VR systems attached. But something that was really strange for the American teams was Americaland. Yes, that's a rodeo, complete with K-pop. It was a blast going through the park with all the other international contestants and getting to see all the different rides. This one was a giant ship ride based off the Santa Maria, the ship that discovered America, and apparently fun as well. But we had one last thing to do back at the tournament. This rumble was pure madness. I had never before seen so many highly ranked antweight builders from all around the world pile in for one giant dog pile. So much destruction, so many knockouts, so many lipos bouncing around the arena. This was pure fun. I'm just going to sign off and let you enjoy the chaos.
자, 로봇들끼리 치고받고 날아가는 자, 바퀴도 날아가고, 모기도 날아가고, 아우, 훨씬도 있어, 역시 로봇전입니다. 아, 아주 그냥 자기가 혼자 부딪히고 날고 다닙니다, 지금. 자, 이렇게, 우리 관람객들이 안 보이지만, 저가 조정석이 좁다 보니까, 자, 제가 와서는 러물전 경기가 지금 펼쳐지고 있고요. 자, 지금 러물전 경기 화면으로도 지금 보실 수 있습니다. 자, 러물전 경기 펼쳐지고 있고요. 야, 아직도 살아가는 놈들이 너무 많아요. 지금 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 한 6대 정도가 살아남았고요. 한 12대에서 6대 정도 살아서, 자, 지금 위와 뼈돌이도 날아다니고, 바퀴 날고 있고요. 자, 혼자 원맨쇼를 하고 있고요. 자, 우리 바퀴가 체크, 우리 히프, 중국의 히프는 혼자 지금 원맨쇼를 펼치고 있는 가운데, 일제 공격을 당하고 있습니다. 와우, 지금 뼈돌이 나왔습니다. 저거 한 대 맞으면 또, 한 대 정도씩 날아갈 것 같고요. 1파운드 러물전 경기 이벤트로 진행이 되고 있는 가운데 러물전 경기가 지금 진행이 되고 있습니다. 1파운드 배틀로고 자 지금 한 4대 정도가 남았고 자 멋있어 아주 그냥 천장까지 뚫고 나간 기세입니다. 경기장이 상당히 튼튼해서 다행이에요. 자 러물전 1파운드 배틀로고 러물전 자, 이번 생각이 진행이 되고 있고요. 지금 살아나가는 곳은 한 2대 정도, 3대, 와, 버터리도 날아갔어요. 버터리도 날아갔고요. 자, 지금 2개가 뛰어갔고, 난리도 아닙니다. 역시, 우리 세계 레이팅 1위의 텅스텐. 자, 위력을 보여주고 있어요. 자, 멋있어요. 자, 우승팀, 자, 푸드파이터 아직 살아있어요. 자, 푸드파이터도 살아있고, 자, 텅스텐 살아있고요. 자, 우리 중국의 BBQ도 살아있습니다. 자, 빨간색.
So I got knocked out of the Rumble once I sucked up all the loose guts from Victory, one of the other robots. And actually at the end I needed to power my robot down and then pass off the jumbled mess to my opponent so he could untangle it. But I had one last thing to do. There was a couple competitors who wanted to fight me and never got the chance in the main tournament. So we squared off a 3-person rumble to see who had the mightiest weapon. Now Pizza Slicer went on to win the tournament, but the Bomb used to be a RoboGames champion. And he never got a chance to fight me before because I retired before he started coming to RoboGames. And then our British friend, he wanted to take on a robot that had a couple championships under his belt, so taking on the champion and the Bomb was exactly what he wanted. And I have to say, I've bounced this man off the ceiling 3 times now, and his robot seems unimpeded at all.
Thank you. Speed up that drive.
Through this whole tournament, I have been cursing these Maxon motors I tried to install. And I'd like to think I probably would have won this if I'd stuck with the FingerTech 33-1 that I normally use. I will definitely be replacing these motors with something else before the new tournament. I will most likely go back to my tried and true FingerTech motors. But this was a wild, wild time. And that British tank just doesn't know how to quit. He keeps pushing into me, and that last hit right there hit the last Maxon, and it shattered too.
I got no drive.
So that disabled my drive system and gave him the win. Now, he had 60 thou tie on the front of his robot, and I was proud of how far I bent it in and ripped it apart. This was a great tournament and a fabulous time. Diana and I both made a lot of new friends, and it was great to see another culture. It was also great to hang out with champions from all around the world. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we will post our next adventure soon.